All right, so I want to talk about today. I was at work thinking a lot today about everything that's been going on. Everything, okay? And just with the past 5 years alone. I mean, we take a look at the past 5 years. The world is unrecognizable. I mean, it truly is. Like, besides the pandemic and everything, which the pandemic is a huge part of it, but besides the pandemic, just the overall, of course, the pandemic and prices, but the overall vibe, the overall feeling you get when you talk to people, the look on their faces. Nobody is connected to reality anymore, it seems. The only thing they're connected to is their phones. They're connected to their phones, they're connected to their copes, they're connected to, the things that make them feel better in the moment, because deep down they do know that something is seriously wrong. I think most people know, at least feel that something is seriously wrong, but they don't know how to express it into words. They don't know how to put it into words. They can feel it down in the pit of their stomach, but they don't actually know what's going on. And I'll tell you what's going on. It's the beginning of the New World Order. We're almost here. It's coming. We're almost here. The World Economic Forum, how they say they're doing all this because of climate change and this and that, and owning nothing and being happy is for your own good, and everything that they're doing is for your own good. Just like the government, everything the government's doing for your own good. This and that. It's all for the betterment of your life, right? No, it's not. It's not. Just like they have digital ID in Vietnam, how they wiped out millions of bank accounts, like I told you before in one of my previous videos. How they have it in now the UK, I believe in Canada they have it. They have it in Mexico, and they even have it, unfortunately, as I found out recently, they even have it in Colombia, which is where I was interested in going to. It's called CURP, C-U-R-P. Now, it's not mandatory as of yet, as far as you don't need it to pretty much access all of your basic things, buy food, access your bank account, drive your car, any of that stuff. You don't do your taxes. You don't need it. It's not mandatory, right? Just it's the information is there, but it will become mandatory. And you know what? It's not going to become mandatory. I'm starting to realize this as I've done more research, that a lot of these countries, it's the digital ID is not necessarily mandatory, but what the governments have done in these countries is they have taken away so many things that made your life easy. They've made, essentially, digital ID is not mandatory in a lot of these countries, but it's so hard to live your daily life in a lot of these countries, from what I'm hearing, because of the fact you need it for banking, because of the fact you need it to buy things, because of the fact that all your information is stored on there. Every single thing that you need, job applications, every single possible thing that you need is on that digital ID. 90-something% of people have most of people have in these countries where digital ID is available, because it's just so hard to live life without it. So they're not going to. I firmly believe that it's coming to America definitely by 2030. It'll be, according to Claude, according to the AI and the ChatGPT, they believe, the AI believes that it'll be here by 2030 or 2031. It'll be quote unquote mandatory. But like I said, I think the government's just going to make it so hard to live a normal life without your digital ID that it's pretty much going to be mandatory. You'll be forced to opt in. First, it'll be little things like, you need to have it for your Social Security, or you need to have it to do your taxes. It'll be little things like that. And then before it's going to turn into the mark of the beast, like I've been telling you guys, it's going to turn into, you need to buy food, you needed to buy gas, you needed to buy groceries, any kind of groceries, you needed to drive your car, you needed to get into work, you needed to, whatever you needed to buy airplane tickets, to go, whatever it may be, all right? You're going to need it because they're going to make it so increasingly difficult to live your life without it. And then, you know what comes after that? The 15-minute cities come after that. That's what comes after that. The 15-minute cities have already been talked about in the UK. They're already trying to roll it out in the UK, and I believe in other countries as well. I believe China has them. But going back to the digital ID, it's going to be like China. It's going to be like Skynet, where the funds, if you're caught doing anything illegal, you're caught doing anything, say, bad about the government or whatever, they're just going to ban you. They're just going to take away your privileges. I was watching a video. It was like a Wojak. It was like low budget stories or whatever. It was like a Wojak thing. And basically, it was pretty much you had a digital score, kind of like your credit card, and every single time you talked bad about the government or you did something that the government deemed was bad or inappropriate, your score would go down. And every single time you do something that the government deemed appropriate or in the government's favor, you talked well about the government, your score would go up. And obviously, as your score goes up, your privileges would go up. That's what I honestly think it's going to be like. It's going to be like that. And anytime you commit any kind of crime or anything, you're going to get fined. Everything's connected to your account. Your money's going to get automatically deducted to your account because your currency's digital. Since your currency's digital, you don't actually own it. And since you don't actually own it, your government can shut down your account whenever they choose to do so. Just like they did in Vietnam with the millions of accounts. They froze the bank accounts because people refused to take the digital ID. We're in the final steps. We're in the final stages of this. The currency is currently being deflated into nothing. I was just talking to my roommate, and she told me that banks are not taking certain. They're not taking certain coins. For example, she had a bunch of pennies and change. She tried to take to the bank the other day. They would not accept the pennies. They said, no, we can't accept the pennies anymore. We're phasing out certain. Certain currencies, certain pieces of changes, pennies, nickels, things like that. They're not going to be taking those anymore because they're phasing out the dollar. They're deflating the dollar. They're deflating the currency so they can then introduce whatever the new currency is going to be. And then eventually the digital ID, and the digital ID is going to have everything on it. And then they're going to introduce the 15-minute cities, and then you're going to be fucked. All right? So there's only one thing you can do in this scenario. I don't even think buying gold will save you. I don't think buying silver will save you. I don't think buying any of these things will save you. I really don't, because the government can just declare it's a non-legal tender of currency. They can just, if the government and places won't accept these currencies and won't accept these things, the only thing that they'll accept, or places start to accept, is the digital currency, the digital ID, whatever the currency is going to be. Then you're gonna be in trouble. That's the thing. That's why I say that this new world order that we're entering into, the most valuable things you're going to be able to have are skills. And I'm not talking about just job skills or whatever. We all know that jobs don't pay anything anymore, and the whole you don't have skills, it was a cop-out. It was a cop-out for not paying you more. Because now there's always, because now there's overqualified, there's underqualified, not qualified. It's always a cop-out. They're always moving the goalposts. We know that's bullshit. But what's going to help people in the new world is skills. Skills, I mean cooking, I mean cleaning, maybe not cleaning, I mean building houses, building things, knowing how to fix things, knowing how to get around, being completely self-independent and reliable on only yourself and not any kind of outside entity or people or whatever. If you know how to grow your food, you know how to fix things, maybe you know how to I don't know, fix up people. You're a nurse, you're a certified nurse or whatever. These real world skills right now that people have, mechanics, whatever, that people currently trade in for currency, it's not going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing of the past unless you take the mark, all right? But if you don't take the mark and you want to live off grid, and like Walking Dead, you want to live a Walking Dead style kind of life, and you're going to try to go completely nomad, then I truly believe that these are the skills that are going to be more valuable than any currency, than any gold, than any silver that we have today. That is why I say you need to start researching these things. I'm going to start researching these things. I'm going to start researching how to make food, how to grow tomatoes, how to grow vegetables, how to grow corn, how to plant seeds, grow vegetables in a garden. Like I said, make certain things. Maybe make how to make certain recipes, like how to mold flour into bread, how to make bread using flour and water and things like that. These are the things you have to learn. I truly believe we're going to go back to the old ways of living. Smartphones, people are already doing that with van life and things like that, homesteading. There's a channel called Homestead Journey. People are already doing that. I think we're going to go back to the old way of life, the old way of doing things. And we're kind of going to be like, a lot of people are going to be living like the Amish, honestly. The ones that don't accept this all digital future, this digital ID that they're trying to push on everybody. I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to have a group of people that are going to live kind of like the Amish, or like a Walking Dead style type of life. And then you're going to have the other ones that conformed and took the digital ID, and now they're slaves. Like I said, you have a choice. I'm personally going to choose the latter. If it comes to that, to the point where I cannot live without a digital ID at all, I can't do anything, I don't see what's left to do except completely escape the system. Completely just go nomad and just do your own thing and just figure out a way to make your own food, grow your own food, find your own water, and do everything by yourself. Be completely self-sufficient by yourself. Honestly, I think that's the way most of us should be living already. These smartphones, this technology, everything that we have that we've convinced ourselves that we need it's bullshit. We don't need any of this. We don't need any of these smartphones. We don't need any of these video games. We don't need any of this high-tech technology. You don't need the 80-inch flat screen TV in your bedroom. You don't need any of it. All right? I've gotten a lot of comments saying that the old world used to be better, or like I miss being a kid, or this or that, if life doesn't feel the same. I've seen a lot of those videos, and I really believe that life doesn't feel. A big reason is because of everything that the government's doing, but the other thing is because the smartphones, the constant dopamine hits, you're constantly getting reel after reel after reel after reel after reel after video after video after video after video after video, frying your dopamine. No wonder you can't enjoy anything. No wonder you can't feel any kind of pleasure in life. No wonder you can't experience, delayed gratification. No wonder anybody can't experience delayed gratification, including myself at times, because there's no way to enjoy it. It's so hard to enjoy it when you know that thing that you're constantly in your pocket, or you're constantly having, the thing that you constantly have in your hand, is able to give you 1 million dopamine hits a second, right? Whenever you're feeling down and out about yourself, just like women do with social media, right? Posting 1 million pictures and videos about themselves, hoping that it's going to fill the emptiness inside them, and it never does. Just like with a lot of these modern women, they think it's going to help them. They think it's going to fill the emptiness inside them. They think that if they just get one more like from that random dude on the internet, it's going to fill the emptiness. It's just the same thing, all right? These things don't fill the emptiness. Nature does. Nature fills the emptiness. Being one with the earth fills the emptiness. God fills the emptiness, if you want to call it God. If you want to call it God, I personally believe, if anything, I personally believe like nature's God, all right? The earth is, we're all part of the earth. Nature is part of the earth. Like, we're all part of the earth. Like, you want to say, for me, God is, I would consider the earth and nature and everything around us. I don't believe it's a deity, or that's just there to help you if you pray and you ask it. That's just not how it works, in my opinion. I don't believe that. But I do believe in the healing power of nature. I do believe in the healing power of being present in your everyday life. Being one with the earth, being one with nature, going outside and taking a walk and reminding yourself to slow down every once in a while and enjoy the sights and enjoy the things you see around you, and turn off the noise, get rid of the phone, and just be one with nature. So I really believe we're going to be going back to that. Some people won't be. Some people will take the digital ID mark. Some people will completely go the Amish route, the Walking Dead route, and it's going to be interesting to see in the future where this leads in the next 5 years or so. So, with that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. Leave a like if you liked it. Let me know what your opinion is on this. Do you think most people are going to go the Amish route, or do you think most people will conform and take the digital ID and just imprison themselves? Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until the next video, talk to you guys soon. Take care.